Hi, it's Tiffany Lorraine with Mothers Shape the Future Resilient Summit. I have another wonderful speaker for you today. I have Marissa Lonick. The stage is yours. Please tell us about you and what you do.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Tiffany. My name is Marissa Lonick, as you mentioned. I'm the founder of an organization called Mama Work It, where we support women with the juggle of mom life, work life, fill in the blank life, all the lives, so you can live your best life. So I am a time management and productivity coach. I have four kiddos. I've written soon to be three books. And yeah, I'm just super excited to be here and talk to you all about how you can best manage your time, or as I like to say, momage your time so you can prioritize your dreams and, like I said, live your best life.
Oh goodness, we all need you. I love that. I don't know if I can say it. Say it again.
Momage.
Momage time. I love it. Love it. That's great. How would you apply what you do to a skill for resilience?
Oof. Well, okay. So I think when you enter motherhood, you automatically develop you kind of level up how you're able to manage different things because all of a sudden you wear a lot of hats
Mhm.
and you need to be on a schedule. You need to be taking care of other people, other people's priorities. And often what happens is your own priorities, they fall to the bottom of the list, right? Or things that you want to focus on, plans that you had for your future, they seem to kind of move to the side because there's so many other valid excuses in the way of that. And I think what happens is, you do your best to plan and plan and plan and even try and plan to fit those things in. But as we all know, the plan often doesn't go as planned. So when you are really, really skillful at managing your time or momaging your time as a busy mom, you are able to know where to draw the line between discipline and really holding yourself accountable for getting things done and grace when you need to take a step back and sort of let things just fall where they land. And knowing how to get back up and be able to still continue and not let the day feel like it's running you, but you are actually running the day.
Oh, that's so accurate. Yeah, I definitely feel like there are days that I'm like, where did the day go? Versus
Yeah.
I rocked that. I got my list done, even though there were obstacles and blowout diapers or appointments that got mixed up or somebody spilled all the Cheerios. We still made it happen. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's moments like those when you can really flex your resilience muscle, where I think that you are just light years ahead of where anybody who's just checking things off a list is and just feeling like they were productive that day in that way. It's really about knowing how to flexibly navigate the unplanned occurrences that are bound to happen in motherhood.
yeah, that's life. I like to say I do block time, but my blocks may move because I may have
Mhm.
thought, oh, this is the perfect time to do interviews, for example. And then my son wakes up from his nap early and it's like, okay, now we got to move that or
Right.
something of that nature. But I don't beat myself up over I had to move it. I got to be mom first and then fit everything else in. And it's a season, like it's a pretty intense season with a toddler. And my first boy, they're totally different than girls. I was warned. I'm just now understanding what they meant. And so but I just understand it's that season and I'm going to learn and I'm going to keep pushing forward and they're going to see their mom being, um, pursuing her dreams and not letting them be a problem with that. They're just part of my journey and part of the flexibility of my plan that it'll be step by step and gradual and it'll evolve as it needs to.
Absolutely. And I love how you said move things and not cancel things. Right? We don't have to cancel things just because they didn't flow in the way that we imagined they would go as expected. We can simply shift them around and make them work for us.
Exactly. Do you have any great stories or examples of resilience that you'd like to share?
Many. I'll share one that I think is probably very relatable to the audience listening, which is let's just call it 2020. and when all of our lives sort of fell apart a little bit. So, and in 2020, I was just heading back to work in February. I used to be a corporate executive alongside juggling my business, and I had just returned to work after my maternity leave, after my fourth son was born. And I thought I was just getting back in the flow of things. I had, the schedule worked out to a T, the childcare boxes checked, the commute times all done so I could be home for dinner and baths and all the things. And I was like, I am rocking this, 4 kids in tow. I got pumping at the office, like doing all the things. And what happened? The whole world shut down. And in a way, I was like, well, okay, this is kind of nice that I get to work from home now all the time and really just be present with my family. But what else happened? I lost all my support systems in place, all of that organization, those routines, those people that I leaned on, that we all need to lean on in this life. I lost that like many other people did. So I'm no special snowflake here. I know that everyone went through their particular round of what that season looked like, but I really felt that immense pressure during that time. I was, still postpartum. I was still getting back in the swing of this new juggle. Anytime I think you have a new person join your family, it's a transition. Not sleeping at night, my partner is an essential worker, so really home solo with the kids all day and trying to juggle all these things while pursuing my passion of my business as well. And I really felt like I had to flex and work out that resilience muscle so much. Like it was like training for a resilience marathon. But what I can say is, you push through, you keep going, when you need to just go to sleep at night and not log back in and do the work, or when you do need to push through and get things done, because that's the only time of day, 11 p.m., maybe you can get them done. And you figure out that balance and what works. And I'm proud to say that I did. And the silver lining of that process, as hard as it was not only do I feel like I could have won the resilience bodybuilder competition, but I was able to develop a course during that time. It was called How to Work from Home with Kids During a Pandemic. I kid
Nice.
you not, it was super popular. It helped
Oh, I
parents
bet.
in over 90 countries. So
Wow.
it has just been, such a blessing to have gone through that really challenging period. But, I think anytime we go through challenging periods like that and we figure things out, if we're able to see that silver lining, we see that there's so much good that can come of it.
Yeah, it's what you make of it. And I think that's what resilience is whatever comes your way, you make the most of it. You learn how to flip it on its head and turn it into something good. And I love to hear that not only did you do that for yourself, but now you're doing it for others. That's the second person today I've talked to that it's like not only did I do it, but now I'm helping others do it. And isn't that what it's all about? I mean, when we really own it and become it, then we want to share it. And then it's contagious,
Yeah,
which is great because if you can do it, then I can do it. And then we're both resilient.
absolutely.
So that's a wonderful
Absolutely.
thing. And so many families need that right now with homeschooling and working from home and everything like that and deciding, is this the way it's going to be now? Is it going to be different? And we're opening up here and things are somewhat different, but not really. A lot of people are finding they do want to work from home and be with their families and balance it all.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
it's great to hear the success stories where that's happening and that there are tools and frameworks that you can follow to do so. It's wonderful. Do you have a offer you'd like to share with our audience or any future dates? And how do we get a hold of you?
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes. So I am hosting a totally free experience. It starts on June 13th. It's called Time Momagement, the free 5-day experience. And I would love, love, love for you to join us. So it's going to be five. Well, okay, it's going to actually be 6 because I do a bonus day in there. And gift giving is my love language. So I
Nice.
like to be extra generous. So yeah, it's going to be a great week-long experience. There will be live daily trainings. There'll be accountability and support. There'll be daily giveaways that you can win. And it's just a really great way to, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you just want to kind of level up how you're managing your time, how you're showing up, this is a great place to start and to learn more about that. So I would love for you to join us for during that week of June 13th. And then, of course, if that doesn't work for you and you just want to keep in touch with me, the best place to find me is my website, which is mamaworkit.com, MAMA. I sent a free weekly newsletter with time management tips, productivity tips, and I would just love to connect with you on there.
Wonderful. That sounds great. So 3 takeaways for people, 3 steps, because what we have right now are our audience has the ability to take notes on the resilient body, resilient lifestyle, resilient relationship. And the idea is to take down anything that they might want to try to see what their resilient superpower is. So what are like your top 3 resilient tools that you use?
Okay. Putting me on the spot here. All right. So since I'm rooted deeply in sort of how to manage your time, be your most productive, efficient self, I'll give you a little bit of a shift in how you talk about and view your time. So I know I know I used to say this all the time, but I used to say I don't have time a lot. Do you find yourself saying that, Tiffany, sometimes?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah. And I know a lot of moms do. So I want to challenge you as my tip. The next time you find these words coming out of your mouth, I want you to replace them with the words, it's not a priority to me. And
It's
what's
not
going
a
to
priority.
happen? Yeah. And what's going to happen in that situation is you are going to feel one of 2 ways. And in my opinion, they are both winning. Like you are both getting something great out of that. So let's just take an example of quickly exercise. A lot of people will say, I don't have time to exercise, right? It's just not working for me. And when they say I don't have time to exercise, it feels like the day's running them and they it's in charge and they can't fit it in, right? And it feels really disempowering. Now,
Yeah.
if you flip the script on that and you say, exercise isn't a priority to me, ooh, that feels really different. So,
Mm.
in one way, it might feel like, well, you know what? It's actually not. It's not a priority to me. I've got a baby who's not sleeping through the night, or I'm working on this really important project at work, or fill in the blank. And you immediately feel less guilty, less shame, less like it's a decision that is happening to you, but you were actually making that choice. So, winning, in my opinion. On the other hand, you might not feel good when you say those words out loud. Working out isn't a priority to me. It might feel really icky to you. And if that's the case, what's going to happen is you're going to make it a priority. You're going to find a way to fit that workout into your day, whether you wake up earlier, go to sleep later, take a lunch break, do it while your baby's napping, fill in the blank, whatever it is, you are going to make it happen because it doesn't align with what your priorities actually are. So that was a long-winded tip. I'm sorry.
Oh, I love that tip though. I think it's so relevant and so needed that what we are very much now more in control of our time than we probably ever have been before. And we have to hold ourselves accountable. And that is a great way to have someone gauge what is a priority and what's not, is by saying that phrase. And they may not know until they do it, which is what the summit's kind of about is, do you know what makes you resilient when you're down? What helps you get back up? For me, it took a lot of experimenting, and I have to exercise in the morning and I need music. Sometimes the opposite of what I'm feeling, sometimes what I'm feeling, but one way or the other, music is part of my formula that makes me bounce back. But you have to do that internal work and be honest with yourself and then accept what the answer is to do something about it. So I think that tip is a really great way to do it. So,
Yeah.
so that's one tip. Can I get two
Okay.
more out of you?
Yes. You totally can. Okay. The other one is you need to stop treating time like your frenemy and more like your friend.
Mm,
So we tend to have this really love-hate relationship with time. What do I mean by that? Time always goes too fast when we're having fun. Really slows down and takes her sweet time in a situation you wish was over 5 minutes ago, right? Or never seems to be enough of her. She's scarce. And when you look at your time as this really scarce thing in your life, or this friend, this flaky friend who's never around when you need her, guess what? Time's going to start treating you back the same way you're treating her. She's not going
ooh,
to be around. She's not going to
ooh.
show up. And you're not going to have time to do the things you want to do because you believe that. So flip this over, make time your friend, your bestie, not your frenemy. And remember, you always have time for what you make time for.
Wow. Oh, I feel like that's a drop mic moment.
Boom. Should we end on that note?
Oh, we totally can. Those are two amazing tips. So I did put you on the spot. Those are great. People, notes. You write that stuff down. I'm gonna go
I
write
got
that
more
stuff down here in
people.
a
I
minute.
got more.
So,
Sign up for the newsletter. I'm here. I'm here all
yeah,
day.
she's on fire, man. And we've only been talking for what, 20 minutes? So, yeah. All right, we're gonna dance this out now here.
All right.
See who has the best Zoom box dance moves. And voters, you can't vote me. It's got to be one of the other speakers.
Oh my
I am
gosh.
not
Oh
part
my
of the
gosh.
voting process. So.
I'm sitting down. Do I get up? What do I do here? All right.
Want to dance too, audience? Get out of your seat. We're not going to sit during this Zoom.
You definitely beat me on the moves. I'm not going to win this challenge, and that's okay.
Well, we got to have fun.
It's not my zone of genius, and that's okay. I recognize it.
Quite all right. There's no wrong or right with dancing. Just move. It's good for you. The endorphins and getting the blood to flow. We all sit too much today. And so I am not letting people just sit through this Zoom, or if you're watching a replay, get up and move. Okay. So
yes, love it.
It'll help you be resilient. I promise. So,
for sure.
Well, thank you for your time. Go find her, sign up for the workshop, and you will learn how to manage your time and have a good relationship with it so you can be more resilient. All right, see you with the next speaker.